Hello, our most valued student. My name is Confident and welcome to our revision session here. I'm looking on financial mathematics questions, and I just brought some of these questions so that you can go through the lessons that I've been doing on financial maths and then use these exam questions to kind of prepare yourself for an exam. Now, just to begin everything, remember whenever you're dealing with financial maths, you've got two main formulas that you must rely on. Now we've got the simple interest formula. Now with the simple interest formula, we are saying A is equal to P1 plus I dot N. That's the first one. And then you've got the compound interest formula, and with the compound interest formula is A is equal to P1 plus I to the power of N. And don't forget, what is your A? Here in this case, your A here is your what? It's your future value, the future of the investment. It can be an investment, it can be a loan that you're taking. So that's what can be. It can be the loan, not load. It can be the investment. Anything that is needed in the future. It's called what? The A. And then your P is what you are starting with. Don't forget. The amount that you are starting with is your P. We call it the principal. That is what you are beginning your investment with. Or this is the loan that the bank is giving you. So at the beginning, that's what you have. And the N is the number of years. Don't forget, what is very important is the number of years and how, and when they give you months. So you must remember to say months, whatever months, X months they give you, you divide that by 12. You must convert it to what? To let's say Y number of years. This is how you convert that to years. So you divide by 12. And the interest is when they give you an interest as a percentage, so it will be your X percent, you divide that by 100. So all these things, I'm just laying a foundation of what you must remind yourself whenever you are doing these calculations. Now let's look at a practical example. It says here Tando has 4,500 in his savings account. You see, right now this is what Tando has, 4,500. So what does it look like? From the formula, this is your P. That's what he has right now. That's the principal amount. This is the starting amount. And then the bank pays him compound interest. You see, now they are telling you now you must know the formula, which says for compound interest, P1 plus I to the power N. That's what they're saying there. At a rate of what? At a rate of 4.25%. And we said when they give you this kind of percentage, you say 4.25%, you divide that by 100. And then says calculate the amount Tando will receive. Okay, calculate the amount Tando will receive if he decides to withdraw the money after 30 months. So if they're saying after, you see, it's after 30 months. That's the future of that money. That's your A. And then the 30 months, remember I told you, you divide the 30 divided by 12. You are converting the months to what? 2 years. So that is how you approach these questions. So if we look at it, it's compound interest formula. So we are going to say A is equal to P1 plus I to the power of N. So the conversions are very, very important because that's where you might even be making some errors. So the first part is we've got P as 4,500. So I'll continue, right? A is equal to 4,500 and then 1 plus, you see, I'm supposed to have I here, but I cannot write I as 4.25. So what must I do? Convert 4.25 over 100. So what will it give us? 0, use a calculator there, 0.425. So this is what I'm getting it to be, 0.0425, right? And then that is what we are going to have here as I, which is 0, comma 0425. Now we need to put n, right? And then we said n must be in years, so the n there is equal to 30 months. So you say 30, you divide by 12, which is equal to, and then just even if I was not using a calculator, you know that if I say 24 months is equal to what? Is 2 years, right? So how many months will be left here? It will be 6 months. So 6 months, you know what is 6 months? 6 months is half a year. You see, that is 6 months. If we are saying we're in June, from January to June, it's half a year. So here when you add 2 and a half, it will be 2 plus a half is 2.5 years, or 2.5 years. You see, you can just do it if you are able to do that, but I encourage you just use a what? Use a calculator, so that you might not be able, don't make an error. All right, so don't say, since this is 24 months is 2 years, 6 months, and then you're going to say 2.6 years. You're gonna get this wrong, because 6 is now months and 2 is in years. Are you with me? So you need to be able to distinguish that. So now if we divide there to say 30 over how many months? 12 months equal to, you press that, you see, it's 2.5. That's what we put here to say to the power of 2.5. And then you apply the formula with the calculator here, and then you get the answer. So it's 4,500 bracket 1 plus 0.0425, and then to the power of what? 2.5. And then the answer you get, you can put it to 2 decimal places. So but check what is your exam instruction saying. So if it's 2 decimal places, 47 there, which is 4993.47. So it's 4993.47. Is this okay? Yes, it's okay, but don't forget you're dealing with money. So if you're dealing with money, you have to put this symbol for money. In this case, you're dealing with rands, so that is that. So that is how you go there. That's 3 marks. Not difficult, guys. Alright. 1.2. The following advertisement appeared with regard to buying a bicycle on a hire purchase agreement. See, they're giving you something different now. Hire purchase. And we said hire purchase is what? Hire purchase is the simple interest formula. Okay, so when you say that, it's A is P1 plus I dot N. Don't forget that. That's what you must remember in your mind. Hire purchase, simple interest. And then they give you now the conditions of the hire purchase there. They are saying that the purchase price is 5,999. Okay, the deposit requirement, you see there is a deposit here. What is the deposit? The deposit is 600. All right, so that is important whenever you're looking at these things. And then the loan term, it's a loan, you see. And then they're saying only 18 months. They give you the months, and then they give you the interest, which is that. So now calculate the monthly amount. There's the question. Calculate the monthly amount that a person has to budget for in order to pay for the bicycle. Before you go to the final, there's what we did here. Just calculation of the simple the interest. That's what we must go through, so that you can at first find out how much is the loan at the end. All right, we need that. So they are saying the following advertisement appeared on regard to the bicycle. It was hire purchase. So what you do, you come here and say A is equal to, similar what we did previously, to say A is equal to, let me make space, is equal to P1 plus I times N. Or even if you didn't put dot IN, it still makes sense. And remember, I have to now input my values, what I have for my I and everything. So they gave me what? Purchase price. You see, you are starting with this price. Purchase today, what are you gonna purchase it at? So that is your principal. Therefore, it's 5,999. So what is that? This is what you are starting with. So that's your P. Deposit required. You see now they put a deposit. So now when they put deposit, be careful now to say deposit, what does it mean? It means you must pay this amount, which is what, 600, and then the loan that the bank or the shop is going to give you, whoever is going to borrow you you're going to give you that bicycle, is not going to give you the bicycle on the 5,999. First of all, you must bring in cash of the deposit. So now we must take the deposit out from here. So you're going to say amount borrowed, or the amount loaned, because it's a loan, is equal to, so they say the question here says loan terms, it's a loan, and then it says the following advertisement appeared on a bicycle on a hire purchase agreement loan, but you brought in the deposit. So if you brought in the deposit, what we're going to say, take out the deposit first. So it's 5,999 minus 600. Take out the deposit first. Why? Because it's not part of the loan. You brought in that cash, remember. So if you don't remove the deposit, then you're trying to say you actually pay, you came with nothing, and then they borrowed you 5,999. In actual fact, remember, this is your cash that you're bringing in. So 5,999 minus 600. So you see, they borrowed you 5,399. 5,399. This is the money that they borrowed you. Are you with me? Then let's continue. 18 months. What are you going to do? You're going to say 18 months over 12. And I've been telling you how to convert this. You just divide this by 12. So it's 18 over 12. And then it gives us what? There, 1,5. 1,5 years now. Always convert that. What is the interest? The simple interest is 8% per annum. So you take this 8, you divide by 100, because it's a percentage, which is equal to 0,08%. I mean 0,08. That's the decimal of that percentage. Guys, that's what we come and what an input here to say A. Now A is equal to my P. Now I put the 5,399. See that? And then to be 1 plus I, which is 0,08 times, and then the number of years is 1,5. Are you with me? Then this is equal to. So that's what we need to find out. How much is this loan at the end? Because if you don't do that, it will be difficult to find the monthly payments. How much is this loan after 18 months? How much are you supposed to pay after what? After 18 months. That's what you're doing. In other words, you are growing this money for 8 months. How much is it going to be? So this loan after 18 months, it is going to be what? Let's do that. It's going to be 6,046 rand 88 cents. If I did it right, but you can cross-check with your calculation. It's going to be 6,046 rand 88 cents. So 6046,88. So this is what this amount is going to be. Are you with me? But the question doesn't want the total amount. It says calculate the monthly amount that a person has to budget for in order to pay for the bicycle. So you're like, okay, so this is the total amount you're going to pay. So I want to find out every month how are you going to pay. So monthly payment here. What do you think we do? Under the monthly payment, you take the total amount, which is equal to 6,046 rand 88 cents. Remember, for how long are you going to do it? For 18 months. You divide that by 18 to find how much each month that person is going to pay. You understand? So that's how we do it. It's not complicated. It's just a matter of trying to understand what is it that they are looking for. So when you've done that, and then you get the answer, which is 335 rand 93.7. So this 7 changes to 94, 2 decimal place. Money is usually in 2 decimal place, which is 335 rand 94 cent. 335 rand 94 cent. If I did round up properly, this is your monthly payment. That's what you're going to pay every month. So it says calculate the monthly amount that a person has to budget for. And then 1.2.2, how much interest does one have to pay over the full term of the loan? How much interest? So they're asking how much of that interest in monetary value, how much interest over the full term, meaning you know what was the price was 599, right? And then how much did you pay at first? You paid 600, and then you borrowed on the loan. So it was 599, you paid 600, it became 5399. So this amount that you borrowed, if you're paying cash, this was the cash that you expected to pay, right? But this money, unfortunately, this is what you paid. Okay, per month, of course, but this is what you paid. Actually, I'm here. This is what you paid in full. So you subtract these two amounts to find out how much profit did the shop make, or the bank, whoever borrowed you the money. So the interest here, interest amount, what do? Is equal to, you take that 6,046 rand 88, you subtract the what? That 5,000. Please subtract the 5,000, not the 5,900. You didn't borrow this, you borrowed this. Be careful of that, okay? Minus 5,399. Okay, so then that becomes now the money which in this case you borrowed from the bank, which is 6046,88 minus 5399. So how much more did you borrow? You borrowed, actually, in actual sense, you borrowed, or they made extra of 647 rand 88 cents. 647,88. This is the interest the bank made, or in other words, this is the extra money that they benefited from you. If you had cash, you're supposed to pay what? 5399. But since you didn't have cash, you ended up paying what? 647 more or extra. So guys, that is that. This is how they bring about this question. Okay, lastly, it says here, let me take this off and we try to work on the next question here. It's an interesting question, so I just want to clear up some space here. All right, so what is it about? It says the following information is given. 1 ounce is this amount of grams, so the conversion between an ounce to grams. All right, and then there is the rate here for $1. It's US dollar in this case. I think it is equal to 8.79 rand. It's a very good rate, you know, the rand when it's like this. Currently we are working on $1, just to see how our rand is so weak. We're working on 1 rand is to almost 17.9 rand. I mean, $1 US is equal to 17.9, meaning the dollar is more strong. The dollar is more stronger than the rand currently. So during this time, it was a good value. But let's come to the question. It says calculate the rand value of a 1 kilogram gold bar if 1 ounce of gold is worth what? $978.34. So guys, 4 marks. Now I want you to be careful here. Just take this thing slowly. There are 2 things that I want us to work on. So let me write this. 1 ounce is equal to 28.35 grams, right? And then I also want this one, which is in this case $1 is equal to how much rand? Is 8.79. I want to take this and I just want to show you how conversions are very important. We are looking at rates here, proportion. Trust me, this is purely based on proportion. So I just want you to be comfortable with this question. It's one of the simplest questions, but you just need to know where are you and what are you doing at what stage. First of all, it says you are given this formation, calculate the rand value. Look, they gave it 4 marks. Surely it must mean a few steps. All right, it says calculate the rand value of 1 kilogram. 1 kilogram. First of all, we look at it. Okay, we're interested in the rand value. There is 1 kilogram is the first part of an ounce of gold. They gave you an ounce of gold, and then that is worth this amount. So they're talking about 1 kilogram. Come here, convert kilogram. So which means I need even more space here to say I need to convert what? Kilograms to grams. So because I'm working with grams, so you come here and say 1 kilogram. That information is what you need to know first. Is equal to 1,000 what? Grams. Are you with me? That is the first part that you need to know. So they want you to convert this to say how much is 1 kilogram of gold. So you must know you are not dealing with 1 kilogram in this case, you are dealing with 1,000 grams. Are you with me? Then you take this information here. Are you with me? To find how much 1 kilogram in what? In ounces. Why? Because they gave you the monetary value to say 1 ounce of gold. This is what they gave you. They gave you in ounces to say if you can find out the ounces of gold in 1 kilogram, then you can use this. So let's take it back to say, all right, I'm going to convert 1 kilogram to grams, which is 1,000. Then I'm going to take this 1,000 to this rate and say I know that one ounce is this gram. So what about 1,000 grams? How many ounces are there? You say what? You don't know. That's where you put in a kind of your x here. You see, then you do cross multiplying. You multiply. This multiplies that. This multiplies that. So what are you saying? 1 times 1,000. That's what you're saying. 1 times 1,000 is equal to 28. Let's start with x here. Let's start with the x one. Let me say x times 28, which is 28. It doesn't matter whatever you start with. I just wanted my x on the left hand side. So it's 28, 35x is equal to 1 times 1,000. You could have done it the other way around, it's fine. Then I need that x. So I divide by 28, 35. This is proportion, guys. 28, 35. So look, remember my x falls under ounces. So whatever I'm calculating, it will be ounces. So when we do that, what will be my x? Or what will be my 1,000? So you can even write here to say, therefore, x, which is equal to my what? 1,000 grams. How much is this 1,000 grams in ounces? So you divide by that. You are converting what? Grams to ounces. So it's 1,000 over 28, 35. See, what do I have? 35,273. Let's take it for now. Since we're still working out, let's maintain it to 3 decimal place, which is 35,273. 35,273. What? Ounces. Oh, if I'm pronouncing right, that's that. So you know that what is that 1,000 grams? And then the next question is they want you to find that how much is this 1 kilogram bar, which you know is those ounces. And then if 1 ounce of gold is worth what? Look, 1 ounce is 978.34. So you come back here and say that's another proportion they gave us. They are saying, before I use this one, they are saying, okay, let me take it down here so that we can kind of divide this space. And then what are they saying? Saying 1 ounce is equal to how much in rand? I mean in US dollar, 978.34. It's 978.34. So we know what are we dealing with. See, we're dealing with these ounces. Now, so you ask yourself, what about this 35,273 ounces. What about it? It will give me what? Come back again. It's going to give you X dollars. That's what it means. It will give you, or it will cost X dollars. What do? You cross multiply again. And then 1 times X, which is, that's what you're doing. You are saying here 1 times X. Guys, it's simple X. So you can actually ignore that 1 times X thing. You can simply say X, which is what? Which is the X dollars. That's the dollars that you're looking for. Is equal to, then you multiply them 978.34. You multiply by what? By 35,273. Are you seeing that? Then we're converting that 1 kilogram. Remember, we are still looking at the 1000 grams, which is the 1 kilogram of what? Of gold. So how much is this 1 kilogram gold? Which is 978.34 times 35.273. Then you find out is what? It's $34,508 US. So it's 34,508.98. 34,508.99 actually, because it's 986. 34,508.99. 34,508. So it's 34,508.99. Remember, that is X in dollars. You see, this is in dollars. So you know now how much is this worth. Remember, this is 1 kg. You're just reminding yourself, this is 1 kg of gold. You say this 1 kg is this ounces. Then they told you 1 ounce, you convert it. How much does an ounce cost? Is that. Now, how much? What about the 1 kg that is? But they don't want this in dollars. They say calculate the rand value. Then you take this amount here, the 34,508, and you put it in this conversion between the US dollar and the rand. So you are going to say here 34,508.99. 34. Okay, let me do that here. Dollars is 34,508.99, and then let me give this more space. This side here like this, and then this is more space like this. Okay, I'll bring this closer like this. This is the rand value. So we're saying this is this. What about $1 is that rand? What about 34 is equal to what? You do the same thing, X. Then you cross multiply. All right. So you're saying, in this case, $1 times X. Remember, the X is the rand. So the rand value X is equal to, then you take that 34,508.99, you multiply by what? 8 rand 79. Then we'll find out how much it cost in rand. How much is 34,509 US dollars? Is 34,508 is 34,508, not a comma. 34,508.99 times what? Times 8,79 equal to, then this is the amount you're supposed to put, 303,334 rand 2 cents. So 303,334. 303,334,02. Can you believe it? So 1 kilogram of gold will actually cost you 303,334 rand and 2 cents, which is good money. Just 1 kg of gold. This is the money you'll be having, but at a low rate. In today's value, it will cost you a lot of money today. So guys, that's what I wanted to bring to you in this question. But this is not the end. I wanted also to bring to you, I think there is another question that I want us to do. It will be this one, but because of my time, check me in the next second part of this video where I'm gonna take you through this question. Again, this is preparing you for your final exams. You see, this is very important. if you want to ensure that you get this section all your marks. It's a small section, but trust me, this is where you get your distinction, making sure that you cover every section of your math. So if you know that this is one of the most important sections and you are struggling with them, watch how I do this. Remember, I did already some work behind this financial method. So now I'm looking at the previous papers. Go through the previous videos, then you can get even a full info. That's why I always encourage you, subscribe. If you're not subscribed, then you are missing out a lot. We have come to the end of this lesson. Thank you.